let's start with what do you think was missing that didn't you because you almost got it right? What do you think was missing that if you fix that, the next one is sure?
See, there's an idea that people want to talk about, oh, you don't speak Yoruba, or um,
Oh, you mean they injected
the
tribal
tribal thing.
divisions into it?
But you see, that is propaganda used to cover the lie of violence, oppression, voter intimidation that happened in Lagos State. You see, if you say that what would have changed the situation, it would have been a war.
Hmm.
It would have been a war. We did not go into elections to go and be fighting or intimidating anybody. I have Yoruba friends that because they look young and they could tell this one's vote for LP, they were stabbing people. 8 people died. Countless people injured. I've visited them, I've seen them, I've paid hospital bills. So this is not talk. If anybody to bring out the evidence, I have the pictures, I have the documentation, I've done all that. Right? The only thing would have been that force that came would have met a counter force and blood would have flowed in Lagos State.
Hmm.
That's not the Lagos I want. And one must start to ask themselves, what kind of Lagos have these people been running? Because it has been a Lagos of violence from the NSAS situation, no, from the Jimmy Agbaje elections, right? A lot of violence, but nothing compared to 2023. Then you had the NSAS situation where we are now seeing 120 bodies need to be buried, but they said nobody died. Then to the violence that happened at the presidential and to a higher level at the governorship. People that are so desperate, the Quran says, don't give someone desperate for power. People that are so desperate for power that they must use violence to get it will never work in the interest of the people. The most you get is a token project, just so you say that they are doing something. But the real fundamental change that should come into your lives, you are not going to see it, you are not going to get it.
So what are
Except
the
the private
Goshen's
sector does.
what are the Goshen's missing really that you are not the governor right now? What would you
What
have been doing
Well, first of all, there
differently
will
that
be a whole policy on human capacity development, a lot of investments in the people, because we have too many of our young people that are just sitting out on the corner on drugs, just shaking people down and disrupting productive enterprise. That's the first thing. Secondly, we'll be focusing on opening up Northern Foreshore, Lagos East and Lagos West, because we have to decentralize planning in Lagos State, right? So as opposed to talking about a fourth mainland bridge, right, we'll be looking at a belt road that connects the Beju, access to Ikorodu, and opening up all those areas so that more investment can come in. We would also be looking at a government that partners more with businesses as opposed to shaking them down and giving them multiple taxes in an economy that is this hard, right? A situation where there are benefits to the land use charges that you are paying, right? A situation where there's a heavy investment in healthcare, there's heavy investments in education, you know? Those kind of things is what we are talking about. And a situation where your accounting will be open.
mm,
So the money that you are paying, that you are going to work every day in traffic, that your payee, you will know, okay, oh, this is what is being used for. This is how much you are paying for this. And also the transportation system will open it up to the private sector. Lagos State does not have to be raising the money to be doing all these lines that they want to do. That is why they've taken 16 years to do it, do 16 kilometers. We need a situation where a company can come in and do those multiple lines at the same time and finish it in 3, 4 years because it can be done. These are not high speed trains like Ethiopia or anything. These are trams. Really, that's what they are. They're trams. It's not like you have a train like in London underground that's a high speed train, or you have a train like the New York subway. These are trams, right? So we need to open up the private sector. Lagos State can, because it's feasible. We have the people, right? So these projects are feasible. We just need to ensure that the state has a situation where it can also um, help inform the pricing so it's accessible to the people and people can access it and use it.
Thank you so much for your time, GRV.
Thank you so much
We'll
for having me.
definitely take this conversation further.
It's
as
always a
events.
pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.